let's go with some of the top pressing items. I know you've talked about it in the past with Canelo Crawford, but your official analysis and prediction for this fight, Roy, let's hear it.
I really don't have an official analysis or prediction, but I will say this. If Canelo fights the absolute correct fight that he can fight, the only correct fight that he can fight, he does have a chance, and I think he could be victorious. If he doesn't, if he doesn't fight the one way that he can only fight to win it, Terence Crawford has six ways he can win it. And my money will go on the man who has six ways to win it over the man who has one way of winning it.
So you think Canelo has to kind of fight the perfect fight, right?
If he don't, he in trouble. If he
Mm-hmm.
does, he should be all good.
Let's kind of go, let's talk about the weight a little bit, right? Because we all know
I
everything
really
you
want.
accomplished as a heavyweight. What is
I
Terrence dealing with right now?
I don't think Terrence dealing with much of anything because Terrence did like I did as a heavyweight. He bulked up to the weight. He been dealing with super middles and light heavyweights in training. If you can deal with him in training, you can deal with him in the fight. So the weight should not even be an issue.
Do you think Terrence is that one fighter where he could accomplish what a lot of people are thinking is not doable? Is he that one fighter who's just wired and has that different DNA?
He is, and not only to mention is he the guy that can, he's already done it. How many two or three division undisputed champions have we ever had besides Usyk? Usyk is a two division undisputed champ. This dude is a three division undisputed champ already, and if he win this, he'll be a four division undisputed champ. We may never see that again. See, people don't like to celebrate the reality when it's happening. They'll wait or wait till the person dead and they talk about it. This man is the only three division undisputed champion that boxing has ever had. And we're asking, are we wondering, can he step up to a task? Really? Do you know who we talking about? I
You know,
mean, people. I mean, I just don't get that. I don't understand how people they discredit things so quickly. I guess a lot of times, uh, peer pressure, social media, money, things like that distort the truth sometimes. You understand me? This man been around for the last 20 years, undefeated. You understand me? For the last 20 years, undefeated. If somebody wanted to prove this, that day was right there. Why they didn't fight him? He been undefeated for the last 20 years. I mean, right there. Only three divisions, undisputed world champ. Only. He could really, you could really put him in the talk for one of the pound for pound, one of the best ever. Because whoever did that before? Nobody.
and just like you, I've had a chance to talk to a lot of people, and it's that saying, right? A good big guy beats a good small guy, and that's the phrase that's been thrown around. Could you just tell me what it feels like to be hit by the bigger guy? What's Terrence going to be experiencing in the ring when he faces Canelo's power? You think?
A good big guy does beat a good bad guy, but a great little guy, I mean, does beat a great small guy, but a great small guy beats a good big guy. We might be talking about a great small guy here. We'll find out after this fight, but we might be talking about, which I think we already are, but I think we're not talking about a good small guy. I think we're talking about a great small guy. You understand me? So this great small guy, like you saw with me, a great small guy can do anything.
And from what I'm gathering, you're leaning towards Crawford. Is that correct?
I'm not saying I'm leaning toward him. I love both guys. Both guys are great fighters. Well, I can't say I'm leaning. I am leaning toward Crawford. Kind of, I am. And not because Canelo is not a great fighter, but because I don't know. There's a lot of I don't knows about Canelo. You feel me? So I don't know if Canelo is hungry. I know Bud is hungry. Bud stays hungry. I don't know if Canelo's hungry. Bud has never got the recognition for what he deserves, like Canelo has. You understand me? So Bud is still hungry for that recognition. When you're hungry like that, a determined man, it's very hard to detour. And like I said, because of Canelo's size and because of all his accolades, if he went out and fought the perfect fight, it's gonna be hard for Bud to beat him. But if he don't, it's gonna be a problem.
And we've seen this in the heavyweight division, right? With Usyk, I mean, he's beaten all these bigger guys, he's the creme de la creme right now. Beat Fury twice, beat Joshua twice. He just beat Dubois for the second time. Do you see anyone beating Oleksandr Usyk at this point?
No, I don't see nobody beating him at this point. But the best likely suspect is Joseph Parker.
You think that's the only remaining fight for him that could be a little bit of
Only
a
on
challenge?
only fight that'll be a little bit of a challenge because Joseph Parker has boxing skills. He has hand speed. He knows how to maneuver like a small man, and he has a new trainer named Andy Lee, who knows what he's doing as well.
What are your thoughts on Moises Atama, the young up and coming heavyweight? Do you
Of
think
course,
he could be thrown into the fire right now and
I,
make a mark in the sport in his division?
he could be thrown in the fire some, but he don't want to be thrown to the inferno. This man is the inferno right now. He's not a fire. Usyk is the inferno. You don't want to throw a young fighter into the inferno. What happened to Jerry Anderson? They threw him in too fast. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's the truth, but you got to move him at the pace that you got to move him at until you get him there. You can't just throw him to the wolves early. That's what'll happen. And then that guy ended up, he beat him. He beat Anderson. Then he gets beat.
We saw obviously with Mike Tyson what he accomplished as a young heavyweight. What is your analysis of Atama at this stage of his career? He has a
Like
tough
I
fight
said,
with Dillian White, but do
yep.
you think that he could be a top five heavyweight very soon?
He could be, but we got this will tell us a lot about him in his next fight with Dillian White. You know what I mean? But he definitely he has all the attributes. He has all the things we look for in a young champion to be that. So we'll see. But Dillian White is a great test for him, and we'll go from there.
Another fight I'd like to get your opinion on is Devin Haney versus Brian Norman. I think this is one of the more intriguing fights that is on the calendar for this year. And Brian Norman is the champion. Devin Haney coming in. You know, he's been in there against top opposition, but he didn't look too great in his last fight against Jose Ramirez. Everyone says he's been running. What is your analysis of this fight?
I kind of try to stay off of it because I know both fighters and I like both fighters a lot. It's a tough fight that I really don't want to see happen. Um, in this case, Devin trying to make a comeback. Like you said, we didn't see what we really wanted to see out of him in his last fight, which is not a good thing. Brian Norman is the guy on the uprise who's very hungry again. Like I'm telling you about Crawford, this guy is hungry. So if the opportunity is there, he's gonna seize the moment. So when you got a fight like that, it's much more dangerous, in my opinion, for Devin Haney than it is for Brian Norman. If Brian Norman loses, Devin Haney is the former undisputed champ. What does that mean? You got beat by former undisputed champ. So what? But if Devin Haney loses, whoa, you lost to an up and coming guy. Are you finished? You feel me? So the pressure is on Devin Haney, however. But I like both guys, so I'm not gonna really elaborate much on the fight because it's like when you're in the middle there, you can't really say too much. You know what I mean? I like both of them are remarkable individuals to me. The guy that I love and respect both of them because they both look up to me. I used to train Devin at one point. He was 16 years old. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to say I'm going to sit and bash my guy. I can't do that. You know what I mean? And Norman I spoke to him a couple of times. Very good individual. Kind of got the mentality I had back in my younger days, and he understands because he grew up. And he even told me, why don't people understand that you're the GOAT, you're the Michael Jordan of this thing, I said, people look at social media things and the money people make, and they judge it by that. Now, they don't judge it by who and what you really are. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So, but both of those guys are really good fighters. I don't want to predict the fight because I like both of them too much for that. And I told Norman it was possible at one point that I might have trained him for the fight. You know what I mean? But he never called back, so I ain't really bothered. But it was a possibility, and I want to let him know that because I ain't got nothing against either guy. But if somebody pay for the knowledge, I got to bring them to college. So
Absolutely. And before I let you go, Roy, we got to talk about it, right? The
we don't we don't we
ongoing
don't
beef
we don't
with Floyd
we don't
Mayweather.
have
What is
yeah,
happening here?
we don't have to. It's not really no beef. It's like I don't have beef with Floyd. I mean, he got on there and did some crazy stuff about looking at my highlights of the fights that I lost instead of the ones that I won, which is cool, but it's low class to me. And you did it because, in my honest opinion, which Sugar Ray Leonard said the same thing. When Andre Ward asked me on All the Smoke, do I think Floyd would beat Sugar Ray Leonard? Hell no. I bet my life that he won't beat Sugar Ray Leonard. I bet my life today that he wouldn't be the prime Sugar Ray Leonard. I'm sorry. But like I tell people, it's just the facts. If you named off your top five fighters of all time right now, three or four out of that five gonna be black, right? What top black fighter did Floyd Mayweather ever face and beat handily in their prime when he was in his prime? Not one. You understand me? Then they start talking about, well, he beat 23 champ, ex-world champion. Yeah, put the line in front of it. They were ex-world champions, most of them. They weren't world champion at the time. And then you fought a De La Hoya when he was in older, and you struggled with him. Your daddy say you lost. You understand me? So it's like, man, I'm entitled to my own opinion. Sherry Leonard said the same thing. If you're gonna get mad about that, then come see me. I mean, you think you can whoop me still? I ain't said no. Let's go. So it's just like I'm like, if you're gonna get mad about my opinion, come on. I fight for a living. I don't do all that cherry picking. I fight. So if it's beef, you want to make it beef, come on. You ain't got to do all that. Come on. You know, if I want to be honest with you, I wanted to be messing with him, I could have did the same thing he did. Like he had my highlights on me, look, getting knocked out the fights I did lose. I could have got a book and start reading. What he was gonna say?
Yeah, and you worked a lot of the HBO cards, right? Just curious,
Yeah,
did you guys always have a good relationship during
yeah,
those days?
yeah. We did until he got mad because I said that about Stuart. But even him, back 5 years ago, I saw him in Dubai. He was like, "Hey man, I chose," and to the people, he said, "I chose currency over legacy." But if you chose currency over legacy, then you're gonna talk about how Ali wasn't great. You ain't great. Ali ain't the greatest of all time. You lost me right there. You know what I'm saying? So if we were a friend, you lost me right there. Now I look at you different. How you gonna tell me Ali ain't the GOAT? Who in this right mind in this world tell you Ali ain't the GOAT? Especially when you didn't go do what he did and play King of the Hill and dominate like you did. So how you gonna call you made more money than him or more money than anybody else? You think that makes you the GOAT in boxing? No, it does not. Face to facts, brother. No. Who did you fight that was on that level of you? What was your Tommy Hearns? What was your Marvin Hagler? What was your James Tony? What was your Bernard Hopkins? What was your person that people thought if y'all met head to head, they might beat you? Where was that person at? The ones that you
Yeah,
struggle with, nobody. The ones that you struggle with, nobody expected them to beat you, and you struggle with them. Where was your guy that was on your level when you did it? None. Canelo, he was young. Who else? Terence back there all the time. You never fought him.
and of course he fought Pacquiao, but everyone says it was way too.
But no, ain't everyone. He got knocked out by Marquez. That's the facts. It's what the truth is. Ain't what everybody say. Pacquiao fought Marquez four times. He fought Morales 2 or 3 times. He fought Barrero 2 or 3 times. He fought anybody he could fight that was on that level with him. He fought him at the time to fight him. So, in my humble opinion, it's almost safe to say that Pacquiao has had a better career than he has. He didn't make the money he made, but he fought the fights that were supposed to be fought when it was time to fight him. You understand me? He didn't wait 5 years or wait till this got lost for you. No, he fought him when it was time to fight. That's what King of the Hill fighters do. Now, I'm not saying you're wrong for what you did because you made more money than anybody ever did. That's cool. But stay over there on that side. Don't come over here talking crazy on this side because you didn't do it on this side. You did on that side. You understand me? You come on this side, it's going to be a little different. So don't talk like you dominated this side. You didn't.
You mentioned Pacquiao, Roy. Your assessment of his performance at 46 against Mario. So what
Yeah.
do you make of it?
Hell of a performance at 46, and I really thought he did enough to win the fight. I honestly thought he did enough to win the fight, but that's a hell of a performance at 46 years old. And I honestly thought he won the fight.
You think he could cause trouble to the Haneys, to the Normans, the young guys coming up, Tiafimo, Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis? Do you think he could
Well,
go
put
through
it
this murderer's row again?
put it like this: he's not gonna go through that murderous row again, no. But he can pick and choose a few of them. A few of them, he gonna give them all they want. Now some of them gonna be the ones that are mature like they're supposed to at their age, and they still have the youth. They're gonna beat him because he's not that age anymore. You understand me? But the ones that are struggling with their identity and with where and who they are right now, he'll beat most of them.
And could you just take us through? I mean, you fought well into your 40s as well too. Well, what does Pacquiao
50s.
feel?
I fought into
Absolutely,
my 50s.
absolutely, you did. And can you just take us through what it's like to be fighting at a more elder age?
The best thing about fighting at an elder age is that you already know that people saying you can't and you shouldn't. And for a real champion, those are the things we love to hear. We can't and we shouldn't. You understand me? When I got ready to fight him, they said you can't beat him and you shouldn't do it. And that's what really made it even more fun for me. So for Pacquiao, I know what he's going through right now. People say you can't, You're too old and you shouldn't. And look, he should be world champ right now, 46 years old. You feel me? So when you're going through that, it's hard because yeah, your body isn't the same. You got to treat it a little different. You got to respect it a little differently. But at the same time, the mind is still there and the heart is still there. You got that mind and that heart, you put them two together, that creates drive. When that drive is there, if you had it before, you can bring it back for a little while. Now, how long you can make it last, that's totally up to the situation and you and the opposition. But the drive and the determination is still there. It's always something to look out for.